Hi, welcome to my channel. This video is a compilation of previous Christmas and winter DIYs. And I'm just taking this autumn leaves and pumpkins please sign from Dollar Tree and some scrapbook paper. It's from the same one from Michael's that I always use, and just tracing around it and then cutting it out. And then I just use a glue stick to glue it down, and then I put it back in the frame. And now I have some Scrabble letters and a wood piece, and I'm just going to glue them down with some wood glue. And the word you can see spells winter. And I got these pieces on Amazon. I know you can get them at Dollar Tree, but I'll link them down below. So I'm just gluing them down with some of the wood glue. And I'm just leaving a gap in between each letter. You can push them all together if you want to. So I've made these neutral DIYs because I'm changing everything up for this year in my house. But you can make these any colour that you want to. And these are wee wooden Christmas trees and stuff from Dollar Tree. And I stained it with the early American wood stain, but I forgot to show you me gluing it on. But you know how I do that anyway. So this is how it turned out, and I think it turned out really cute. I found this sign at Dollar Tree and it was new to me, and it has all these letters. This ribbon was from a pack of 4 ribbons that I got from Shein, and it fits right in these spaces. So I am just going to hot glue it in place, and I'm going to start here just to make sure that I glue it down straight. And then I did the back. And then I'm just using a wee bit hot glue on the edges. I just do that all the way along, and then on the back, after I trim it off, I put some on the back just to keep it in place. I'm sure Dollar Tree has ribbons, or somewhere else has ribbons you could use for this if you don't get these ones. But I thought they were really pretty. I think it was like $4 for 4 ribbons. Anyway, I do the same for the top and the bottom. So I bought a bunch of stuff from Shein. I looked it up, googled it, and that's how you pronounce it. I know people are saying Shein and Sheen. No, Shane. But Google says it's Shein. So I'll have to remember and say it like that. But I was going to haul these and some other stuff and maybe go on camera, but I don't know, do you guys want to see that? Because you guys know I'm pregnant. And I'm too tired to craft all the time, but I want to keep my channel going, so I do buy a lot of stuff online. So let me know if you want me to do this stuff. But if you don't, I might still do it anyway. But I want to know what you guys think. So I'm just burning off all the wee hairs with a lighter. And now I have a wooden snowflake. These ones I got from Amazon, but you can get snowflakes from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to hot glue it in place. And that's it. I just wanted a nice, cute, simple DIY. You could add more to it if you wanted to. You don't even have to make it a winter DIY. I have 2 of these 4x4 wood canvases, and they're from Amazon. I'll link them down below. And I stain them with some early American wood stain. Then I paint the middle part with some Waverly Plaster chalk paint. And then I have some wood pieces from Amazon, and the logs are from Dollar Tree. And this is just such an easy DIY. I'm just hot gluing them in place. I just picked 3 logs that I thought looked nice, and that's it. I thought these would be perfect for a tier tray. You could always put a snowflake or the wee snowflakes that you've seen me use before, or something in the middle if you want to. Here I have two 4x4 canvases and a 5x5, and this wooden, it's like 4-inch wooden piece. It's also from Amazon, but I know you can get them in Dollar Tree. And I stain them with some early American wood stain, and then I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue, and then I'm going to glue the 3 pieces together. I'm just going to glue them like this, and then I'm going to glue another snowflake to the wooden circle. I'm trying to make sure it's in the center. And now I have another one of those ribbons from that pack from Shein, and I am just hot gluing it down. And I'm going to have it, I'm going to wrap it around the back now, and then I'm just going to hot glue it over all the pieces of wood. You can cut it out if you want to and just put it inside the squares, but I wanted to have it going over them all. Also, remember, you don't have to make this stuff neutral. I'm just loving all the neutral stuff this year. Next year I will definitely do something completely different, and I don't know, I think this might be my last Christmas winter DIY, because I just want to get back to normal DIYs. The craft channels have Christmas for 4 months out the year. It's too much. I don't want to be doing Christmas DIYs for all those months. I know I'm complaining, but it's too much for me. So anyway, I just keep hot gluing just a wee bit because there's a lot of holes in this ribbon. And then I just do it on the back and then trim it off. And then I burn all the hairs with a lighter. And I don't like this big lighter, I prefer the wee lighters. I think I'll get another one of those. And then I tried to just hot glue this at the corners, not the corners, the edges. It's not got corners. And then it wasn't going to stay, so I got a wee wooden block from Dollar Tree and I just put that in the middle and then I glued it down. I didn't put a hanger on this because, oh yeah, wait, I added 2 more wee snowflakes. And I didn't put a hanger on this because you can either have it this way around, and I haven't decided which way I like best yet. I'm going to show you just now that you can have it this way around. So let me know which way around you would have it. I have another 4x4 wood canvas, and I stained it with the early American wood stain. Then I painted the inside with some plaster Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And then I have 3 wee mini pine cones from Dollar Tree, and then I've spelled out the word winter, and I'll link these letters down below. I got them from Amazon. So I'm just hot gluing those 3 pine cones in place. I didn't like how that one was sitting, so I took it off and redid it. And then I'm just going to use the wood glue to glue these letters in place. And this is another easy DIY for a tier tray or fill a wee space on a shelf. And I think this one turned out really cute as well. So I have 2 more 4x4 wood canvases and I stained them with early American wood stain. You can use any stain or paint that you want. And then I have these sticks from Amazon and I'll link them down below. And I picked 4 that are similar thickness and length, and I'm just hot gluing them into the corners of one of the wood pieces. You could use wood glue if you wanted, but I just using hot glue. And then I'm hot gluing the top of them and then put the other piece on top. So you could leave it like this if you wanted to, but I got some of the skinnier sticks and I just cut them down and then I'm gluing them to the sticks and the piece underneath like you just seen. And I'm just going to do that all the way around. And these weren't too hard to cut with the pliers, but if you have something better, then definitely use that. So yeah, I'm just putting a line of hot glue along and then gluing it in place. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, and this definitely made it sturdier. You could use more sticks if you wanted to, more of the shorter ones. You could just cut them down and stick them on all the sides to completely cover the 4 bigger sticks that you put on at the start, or you could just put bigger sticks all the way around that first wooden piece. So this is what it looks like. And then I have these 4 wee logs from Dollar Tree and I am just gluing them on the inside. And once I glued those down, because I wanted a little bit more height, I have these wee mini pine cones from Dollar Tree. So I just put them all in and then I am just hot gluing them. And I forgot these were the ones actually you're going to see in the next DIY. I stuck them to the next DIY and then I pulled them off. I did this DIY last. So I was having to find the side with the glue again. And these were ones I got last year. I couldn't find them this year. But if you don't have to put the pine cones in the bottom, you could just put a candle in the bottom if you wanted to. And I'm going to put the candle on the top, as you'll see in the next clip. And this is how it turned out. This is a triangle shadow box from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stain the wood part with some early American wood stain, and then I'm going to paint the inside with some Waverly plaster chalk paint. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to use these sticks again, and I was seeing if they were similar size because they aren't long enough to fit all the way to the top of the point. So if you can get sticks from your garden or something, then you can make sure that they are the right length. So I'm just going to cut them down and stick 2 together. I just measured and then I'm using this wee saw to cut them. So this is good for the thicker ones, but then you'll see later on I tried using the pliers and my scissors for the thinner ones. So I just measure it and then cut it because it needs to be like a point at the top. But if you can get the right size branches, then you just need to cut the point part at the top. So I'm just gluing those 2 parts together, and then I'm going to hot glue them down the middle part of this. And I thought this was going to be a quick DIY, but it did take me a wee bit longer to get all the sticks down the right size. So I just did the same thing with the next stick. And then with the next again one. Once you get down a little bit, you have like some leftover pieces that you can use to fill in if you get these sticks and you don't have longer ones. If I'd bought them after I found this triangle piece, I would have measured it and got longer sticks, but I already had them, so anyway, I just keep measuring the sticks on just to make them fit on the way down. Some of them I cut. This one I couldn't figure out which way to use this, the angle pieces in the saw. And then if you don't cut it right, you can just sand it down a wee bit until it fits, and then just glue it in place. And then I was just trying to find sticks that were going to fit. And then these skinnier ones you can just trim with the pliers. And then they should fit. And I'm only going to show you me doing one side of this. So after you cut some down, you end up having the smaller pieces are easier to fit inside these side parts. I'll do the rest off camera and then I will show you what it looks like with them all inside. And this is it. And then I have these two wee wood pieces from Amazon. I'm just sticking two together with some wood glue, and then I'm sticking them to the bottom. And that's optional. And if you just wanted something simple, this is how it turned out. I know some people like just simple crafts. And then I'm going to show you two other ways that you can do this. So here it is again, and here are these wee pine cones, and I am just gluing them in place with some hot glue. And this is how this one turned out. I know it's a winter DIY video, but if you wanted to make it into a Christmas tree, I'm just using some of these wee snowflakes from Amazon and just hot gluing them in place. And then I'm going to use one of the wee wooden stars from Dollar Tree to stick on the top. Just always get rid of the glue strings. So I'm just carefully taking that sticker off, and then I'm going to hot glue it in place on the top. And here's how this one turned out. My video. I have a candle holder from Dollar Tree and the wee snowflakes that I got on Amazon. I'll link them down below. And a piece of string that came from some beads at Dollar Tree. And what I'm doing is hot gluing the string to one of the snowflakes, and then I'm putting some beads on the string, and then I'm going to hot glue it and hang it from the candle holder. And I'm just going to show you me doing one of them, and then I will do the rest off camera. So I'm just putting a wee bit of hot glue And then this is what it looks like. So I did 4 this length and then 4 shorter ones. And can't really see because they're going all over the place, but that's what it looks like. And then I'm just using some of the burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue that all around the edge and over where I glued the string parts. So just doing that all the way around, and that will help hold it in place. And then when I get to the end, I just trimmed it off, and that was it. Oh yeah, burnt hairs. It's the last step. And then that was it. You can of course change up the colours, and you could use a different ribbon, paint snowflakes, whatever you would like. And this is how it turned out. This wee triangle was from Dollar Tree, and it used to have a succulent stuck inside it. So I just painted it with some black acrylic paint. And then I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And I'm just going to glue this snowflake onto the front. You can paint the snowflake if you want to, but I like the wood colour. Also, you don't have to do black. You could make it white, you could have left it brown. It's up to you, just choose whichever your favourite colours are and what will go with your home decor. And then I decided that I needed something else, so I'm just gluing one of the wee snowflakes on, and I'll link all these things down below. And this is how it turned out. It's just a wee cute simple snowflake DIY. This is an 8x8 wood canvas from Amazon. I will link it down below. And I painted the inside of it with some black acrylic paint. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And I'm trying to use up all these snowflakes that I bought. So I'm going to use some more for this picture. And I also have the Scrabble letters, and I spelled out "Let It Snow." So I am just sticking them to the bottom, and I'll link them down below as well. And then I'm just going to arrange the snowflakes and then put some of the wee ones in between. And also I got some black paint on the inside of the frame, so I just painted that as well. So once I decided how I was going to have them, I just glued them down with the wood glue. Again, you don't have to do these colours, you can paint them whatever, but I just wanted to keep it nice and simple. So I know I said I wasn't going to do any more Christmas and winter DIYs, but I did a normal DIY video for my last video and hardly anybody watched it. So here I am doing another winter one. And this is how it turned out. I didn't put a hanger on it because I don't plan on hanging it up. But you can put a hanger on the back if you want to. These 3 wee Christmas trees are from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint them with some black acrylic paint. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And then I bought these wee stars from Amazon, and I'll link them down below. I'm just going to put one on the top of this big Christmas tree, just to cover up the hole. And then I have, this is a golf game from Dollar Tree. It had like little pegs and stuff in it. And I'm just going to sand off the little, I think it said Greenbrier on the back. And then I sanded off the edges a wee bit. And then I'm just going to glue these trees to the front of this. You could put some feet on it if you want to, but I didn't bother. So yeah, I'm just gluing them to the front. You can stain the wood if you want to. So I'm just doing the smaller ones, one either side, and then I'm going to glue the big one in the middle. I could have used hot glue for this actually, but I'm using wood glue. You can use hot glue if you want to. At least you won't have to wait for it to dry. And I just put a few tea light battery operated tea light candles in the back, and this is it, another nice simple DIY. This is one of the mini palettes from Dollar Tree, and I just painted it with some black acrylic paint. And then I have these two wood pieces from Amazon. I'll link them down below. I'm just hot gluing a popsicle stick to the back to hold them together. And then I painted some half beads and some of the adhesive pearls that you get from Dollar Tree black to make some buttons, a nose, eyes, and the mouth for the snowman. I didn't have anything to make a carrot. Or maybe I could have just cut a bit of popsicle stick. Anyway, when I was young, we didn't put carrots in our snowmen. We just used stones. And then I took some of the burlap ribbon to make a scarf. And then I tied it. Didn't like how I tied it the first time. So I tied it again. And then I didn't like that way, so I tied it again, and I just made sure I didn't tie it too tight. And then I hot glued it in place. And you can make your snowman have like the 3 parts, the head and the 2 body parts, but I like the little short fat ones. And this is just a wood block from Dollar Tree. I just stuck it down and then stuck the snowman to it. And then reinforced it with some extra hot glue. And I spelled out the word snowman with the Scrabble letters. And then I put them the opposite way around. And then I turned them over. And then glued a popsicle stick to the back so that the letters would be the right way around. And then I just hot glued that to the front. And then I decided... Oh, actually, I forgot about the hat. So I'm just going to make a wee hat out of a craft stick and a popsicle stick, and just trimmed it down with some scissors. And then I just hot glued the 2 pieces together, and then I painted them with the black acrylic paint. And I'm just going to hot glue that to the top of the snowman's head. And be careful, I burnt my fingers because it splodged out the back. And that's it. And this is how it turned out. Hi everyone, welcome back. I have 14 neutral Christmas DIYs, and wait till you see the last DIY. So for this first one, I bought these letters on Amazon, and I'll link them down below. And I spelled out Santa's naughty list. And I stained them with some early American wood stain. I also bought these wee snowflakes on Amazon, and I coloured them with some plaster chalk paint. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And these 2 mini palettes are from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use the wood glue to glue a couple of popsicle sticks on the back. And I'm doing this, I want the space in between the 2 palettes. I don't want to stick the 2 palettes together. I want it to look like just one big palette. And then I already beaded up some twine, and I'm just hot gluing it to the back of the palettes. Now you can colour the palette and the beads and letters any colours that you like. You don't have to keep it neutral. But that's my theme for this video. So next I'm going to use some of the wood glue to glue the wee snowflakes on. And 6 different ones comes in the pack. So I just did one of each. So I'm just putting them on the first row, the 4th row, and then the bottom row. And I'm putting them right to the edge because I want to fit the letters and stuff in between them. So here is my Santa's naughty list, and I already put them in place and I'm just going to glue them down. Again, you can do any colour you like for this, and yeah, just try and space them out as even as I can. And you could make a Santa's nice list if you wanted to. You could also just make 2 of them, a naughty and a nice list, but I thought this one would be quite funny, so that's why I made it. And if you have more kids than I do, you can always add an extra palette on the bottom so that you can fit all the kids' names on. I bought these Scrabble tiles on Amazon and I will link them down below, and I already spelled out the kids' names, and there's a space at the bottom for the baby, but I don't know what I'm having yet. So far I only have a boy's name because I'm hoping I have a boy. But I don't know, I need a girl's name. I don't like anything, so if you have any suggestions you can let me know down below. Has to fit in that space now though. I want something short that they can't shorten, because everybody shortens Daniel to Danny and I hate it. So this is how it turned out, and only Ethan belongs on this list. And my dog Toby. These wooden cutouts are from Dollar Tree, and I only wanted them for these snowflakes because they have holes in all the points. So I'm just taking a wee sticker off, which I should have just left on. And this 4x4 canvas is from Amazon. I'll link that down below as well. I painted the inside with some plaster chalk paint, and then I got these wee tassels from Amazon. I'll also link them, and I'm just putting one through each of the holes on the snowflakes. And I just have these wee pliers. Can't remember where I got them from. I think maybe with my 3D printer. So all you need to do is just open up the ring and put it through the hole and then close it over again. So I had to choose ones that had the little opening for the ring at the top and not inside the tassel. I actually thought these tassels were going to be a bit bigger because I bought them for DIY, as you'll see later in the video, but I'm quite happy they were so small and cute. So here I had to add on some little bits of popsicle stick that I cut off to raise it up, and I should have just left the sticker on it. I'm just using some hot glue to attach it. And I'm just straightening out the tassels. And then I just put a wee bit of hot glue down just to hold them in place, or else they will keep moving around. And you can change the colour of this DIY as well. You can stay in the wood in that if you want to. Also, you can get different coloured tassels if you don't want this colour. Oh, it's nice, pretty simple DIY, and I think it turned out really nice. of these. One is 5x5, there's 4x4 canvases. I'll link them down below. And then I stained them with some early American wood stain. And here I have the bag of snowflakes I showed you earlier. And I picked out these ones that look more like stars. And I'm just going to attach those tassels, one to each one. And just be careful because I did break a wee piece off the middle. So I just swapped it out with another one. You can stain or paint the snowflakes if you want to, but I wanted to keep them this wood colour. Well, their natural colour. And I'm using the Dollar Tree Super Glue Wood Glue. And I have 4 of these half beads, so I'm just going to glue one to each of the corners of the big canvas. And then I'm going to glue the smaller one on the top of the larger one. Then I just glue one of these snowflakes in the middle of each side. And I picked these the star ones. Well, they look more like stars to me. Because this, I think, you could keep this out all year round, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say they're stars, okay? They could be snowflakes at Christmas time and stars the rest of the year. And I just love how this turned out. I'm definitely going to keep this out all year round. I have these wooden cubes. I'm only going to use 3 of them, and I stain them with some early American wood stain. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree Super Glue Wood Glue. And these wee snowflakes again. And I just pick 4 of the same kind for one of the cubes. And then I pick a different design for each of the other cubes. And then I just glue them on the sides, but not the top and the bottom, because I'm going to be joining these together. So here is another shape of snowflake. Again, you can paint these, stain them. You could paint the blocks if you wanted to. It's up to you. You decide how you want to make them. Actually, I'm not gluing these ones together. I'm doing something else with these ones. Okay, so I just have a scrap piece of wood and I'm just going to drill a hole through each of them. And I did try and find these on Amazon with holes in them, like this size, but I couldn't find any. So the Dollar Tree ones, you can just, what's it called? Drill through them quite easily. So now I have all these tassels. I bought these brown tassels, or twine ones, from Amazon as well, because I just didn't want to sit and make tassels, because you will see how much stuff I made for this video. And I also have assorted sizes of beads, and I stained some of the beads as well. So getting the twine through the tassel's quite tight, so I used a skewer and I just glued the twine to it and pushed it through, and then took it off the skewer, and then I just hot glued the 2 ends together and then put through the beads. And then you can just choose any combination of beads and colours that you like. Just mix it up so that none of them are the same. Here I'm using a small tassel and some different colours and size beads. And then I just tie it off at the top. You could also make them without the tassels and just beads if you want to, or no beads and just tassels. It's up to you. Oh yeah, I found some square beads. They were from Dollar Tree. And the beads that are a bit tighter whole, you can twist them on the twine and then they go through a bit easier. And this is how these three turned out. Here I have some twine from Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to cut a length off. And then I'm going to put one of these wee tassels on. And hot glue the two ends together. And then just put on a couple different size beads. Yeah, this twine is really hairy, so you've got to burn it. I definitely won't be buying the twine from the hardware section again. The stuff from the craft section is a bit better. So here it's just a simple one. I just put different size beads on. These are just simple ones, different combinations. I did order different shape beads, but they hadn't arrived yet. So you can use them to make those as well. And here I have two of the dominoes from Dollar Tree. They're like wooden on the other side. I'm just using one of those wee tassels and then hot gluing the two ends together, putting on some different shape beads. No, different size beads. And then I'm gluing the twine in the middle of the two dominoes. And just put the other beads on and then tie off the top. And then this ribbon is from Dollar Tree. It took me years to find it. And I'm just going to put a piece down the middle on either side. So I made another one and I'm just going to put some more twine ribbon from Dollar Tree around the top and the bottom. I'm just using hot glue because it's easier. And then I'm going to put the Scrabble letters in the middle. I'm using wood glue for that. And just going to put the same letter on each side. Again, you could change up the colours of these. I'm just burning off the wee hairs. Be careful when you're doing that. And this is how they turned out. I definitely will make some more with some different stain and stuff like that. The two smaller stars are from Dollar Tree and the bigger one is from Amazon. And I painted them with some Nutmeg Waverly chalk paint. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And then I have the two sizes of canvas again. I'm just going to glue them together. And then I'm going to glue the snowflakes on the inside. Again, you can make this whatever colours that you like. And then I have this sawtooth hanger that came off something from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to hammer it in the back so I can hang it up. And this one was really easy to make, and I think it turned out really nice. I'm using these letters again, and I'm just picking out some initials, people in our house. And then I stain it with some early American wood stain. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And I got these wood slices from Amazon, and they already have a hole drilled in them. And they came with some twine, so I am just hot gluing the ends together and then putting it through the loop on the twine. And then I have different beads that I'm going to put on it, different sizes, different colours. Okay, that piece of twine was too short. They came with it, so I had to get a longer piece. I just cut off the 4 lengths. If you don't put the beads on it, they'll be long enough. So just do all that again. And then tie it off at the top. And then I just use some wood glue. And I glue the letters down. And then I burn the twine. I put the same letter on each side. And this is how they turned out. I think they turned out so cute. These stars are also from Amazon. And they came with some twine as well. So I am just hot gluing the ends. And then putting the end through the loop on the twine. And then just add in some different sizes of beads. I end up choosing 5 different sizes. And then I tie it off at the top. So some of them I left plain, others I put these beads on them. And then here's different color combinations that I chose. You could do so much more with these, but this is all I was doing for this video. And then I got these balls from Amazon. I already stained some with some early American wood stain. And here I have some of the ribbon from Dollar Tree, so I'm just hot gluing that around the middle. And I did that for the dark one as well. You could use any ribbons you want for this. I'm using all natural colours, but you could use any Christmas ribbons. It's a different one I'm using. I think I ended up using like 5 different ribbons. So here I'm only showing you me putting it around, but you can put them going from top to bottom, cross them over. You don't have to just put them just the one way. I'll do the rest off camera. So here you can see I did some crossover ones. Just don't put them over the hole. I just cut them at either end. And then I just did the same thing, threaded the twine with some beads. And just mix and match your beads up and the colours. And the different tassels as well. And here's one of the bigger tassels, so I'm just hot gluing the twine to the skewer and then threading it through. So here, my different shape beads finally arrived. Amazon told me that they got lost. They were delayed, then they got lost, and then they finally turned up. I was supposed to have them for all the previous DIYs, but I have them now. So I'm just showing you, you can use any combination of them, and I'll link them down below as well. I'm only going to show you me doing one more of these, I promise. And then I'll do the rest off camera, but you're going to see me beat up some more stuff soon. I'll do the rest of these off camera. And then this is how some of them turned out. You can see all the different beads and stuff I use so that each one is different. And here, this is where I left some plain. I put the ribbon on, going up and down. And then there's the ones with the cross on them. And so every single one looks different. And I used that whole pack of balls. Okay, I used them all except for these three. And I'm just going to cover them with these twines. And this is some macrame cord from Dollar Tree. So I'm just hot gluing the end because it was all frayed. And then I just put some hot glue around the top. You don't want to cover the whole up, obviously. And then I just keep hot gluing all the way around. For the other two, I do them off camera, but you don't have to use as much hot glue. You can just do it like every couple of lines. So just carry on doing that all the way down. Make sure you push it up to the previous bit of the macrame rope, and then you don't want to leave any gaps, and then just keep going. And you can use any colours again for these. You don't have to make them neutral. So just keep going. Once you get to the bottom, just make sure you don't cover up the hole, and then just cut off the end and then just hot glue it down. This is what the three of them look like after I covered them with the twine. And then I'm just using these tassels again and gluing it to the skewer and then put it through the hole. And that was me deciding how long I wanted my string to be. And then I just hot glue the two pieces together so that I can thread it through the balls and the beads. I will do the other two off camera and then show you the three of them. I have 3 more of these cubes from Dollar Tree, and I stained them with the Early American Wood stain. And I'm going to use the Dollar Tree Super Glue wood glue. And here I am gluing on the snowflakes again. I'm using 4 different ones, and I'm only going to glue them to the middle piece. You can put them on all the pieces if you want to, but I'm just going to do the middle one. And also you can stain them or paint them any color you like. So now I'm just gluing them on top of each other. And I have these wood rounds I got from Amazon. I'll link these ones below as well. And just putting one on the top and one on the bottom to make a wee candlestick. If you want to, you can make them taller, just use more blocks. I'm going to use the Dollar Tree Super Glue wood glue. I got these wee wooden crosses from Amazon. I'll link them down below like everything else. And I am just going to glue some of the wee half beads to them in different patterns. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And to mix it up a bit, I'm going to use some of the snowflakes on a couple of them. You can do all the snowflakes if you like. I'm just going to show you a couple. And I glue them to either side as well. I stained some of them with the early American wood stain, and I'm just going to show you me doing one. And this one I am just attaching a couple of the wee tassels. So here is all the different variations I made. I used the different shaped beads and different combinations of beads. I'm going to use the Dollar Tree Super Glue wood glue. I have an 8x8 wooden canvas from Amazon, and I'll link that down below as well. And some tumbling tower blocks. And I made one of these little scenes for Halloween. It was a witch's living room, so this time I'm making a Christmas one. So I'm just doing the same as I did the last time. I am marking off where I want to cut the blocks, and then I'm gonna cut them down. And I wanted to make it like you know, a brick effect. I didn't want them all be in the same line. And I'm gluing them here. You can cut them all down first if you want to before you start gluing. Probably be easier. But I'm going to do 4 rows. And this is going to be the floor for the Christmas living room. I was going to try sewing it when it was on, but it hadn't stuck down yet. So I just took it off, and then I'm going to glue it back on. And this we saw, I'll link it down below as well. I got it from Amazon. What would I do without Amazon or Dollar Tree? So you just mark off the wee pieces and saw them down and then glue them in place. You could make the entire frame part out of the tower blocks as well if you wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. But you could do that if you didn't want to buy the frames. And I know everybody's always comments that they can't find tower blocks. Well, neither can I. I have to order them online, and I order them 2 or 3 cases at a time because there's like $15 trees I can go to and they never have blocks, none of them. So yeah, you have to order them online, and you can order smaller quantities now. Okay, I glued that onto the frame and now I'm just making a fireplace, and I was just gonna make it stick out 1 block, but then I decided to double it up. So that's what I'm doing there. Oh, and I'm using the Dollar Tree Super Glue Wood Glue. As you can see, I forgot to mention that part, I think. And I stained it with some early American wood stain. And then I have this scrapbook paper, which is from a pad I got from Michael's a couple of years ago. And I'm just measuring how big the inside square is. And then I'm going to cut it out with some scissors. You can eyeball it if you want to, but I like to measure it. So you just cut it with the scissors. And even though I measured it, it doesn't quite fit because none of these things are made perfect. So you just take it out and just trim it down until it does fit. I'm just going to use a glue stick, and I don't want to get it on my mat, so I'm just putting the glue on the wood and then on the edges of the paper, and then just make sure you stick all the corners and stuff down. And I'm just going to use the wood glue to glue the fireplace on. I'm just pressing it down till it sets. And then I use some truffle Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint the inside of the fireplace. I was going to use black, but then I thought it's too dark. And it's a neutral theme, so I'm using this darker brown colour. And I just gave it 1 coat, and I covered up the paper nice. I just dried it with my heat tool. I'll link that down below as well. And the paper was wrinkled, but then it dried flat when I used that. And I have these wee logs from Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to pick 3 of them out and position them in the fireplace. And then I'm going to glue them with some hot glue. You can make print off a picture of a fire if you want to make it more realistic, but I didn't want to do that. And then I have some more of these wood rounds, And I'm just going to glue one above the fireplace to make a picture. And then I have another one of these wood cutout snowflakes from Dollar Tree. And I painted it with some Nutmeg Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just using some wood glue to glue it in place. This is a long DIY, but it's worth it. So this is one of these wee bottles from Halloween, so I'm taking the label off because we don't need, I think it was spider legs or something like that. And I just hot glue it in place on the mantle. And then those assorted beads that I ordered, there was a couple that look like wee vases, so I'm just using some wood glue to attach them. You can paint them if you want to, but I just wanted to leave them plain. I just used a couple of different shapes. And now I'm gluing together 2 tower blocks. I'm just leaving them to dry because now I'm going to make some presents. So I was just deciding which blocks I'm going to use. I'm using this ribbon from Dollar Tree again. And I'm just hot gluing it on, but I'm only doing it on 3 of the sides. I'm leaving the bottom uncovered, and then I do it on the other 3 sides. And then just snip it off at the end. And then burn off the wee hairs. And then I'm just going to make a wee bow. Oh, and I'm going to use a tassel. And make a wee bow with this twine. I thought about wrapping it around, but that's going to be too much. So I just made a wee bow for the top. Everybody makes bows look so easy to do, but they're not. They're easy if they're on your shoe and, you know, trying to make them perfect. Actually, I can't even remember the last time I wore shoes with laces, because I live in Florida. So the next one is the tower blocks one, and I'm just using some of this other ribbon and just doing the same thing. And covering up the tower blocks. And just leaving the bottom with no ribbon on it. So I'm going to glue those parts down. And then I made another bow just with some plain twine this time. And then I just hot glued that to the top. Oh, I forgot to burn off the hairs. And now, this was from one of those brain teaser puzzle games. I wish I could find this game again because I have so many ideas of things to make with it. So this is another ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm just doing the same thing again. And then making another bow. And then I do the same thing with the little wooden square block, which is also from Dollar Tree. And I just use some more different ribbon, the thinner ribbon in that pack. You could use Christmas ribbons if you wanted to, but I wanted it all neutral. And then I made another wee bow, an even weirder bow. And then I just glued that on top, and then got rid of the wee hairs. So I'm just using the wood glue again, because these are all wood pieces, to glue the presents in place. And I just snipped off a wee piece of greenery and put it in the vase. So this was a little pot from Dollar Tree that had a succulent in it. Obviously I used the succulent for something else. So I'm just hot gluing another piece of ribbon around the top of that. And then burning off the wee hairs. And I'm just going to use this Christmas tree from Dollar Tree and just going to hot glue that in place. So I decided to use more beads and make more little pots. So here's another wee piece of greenery that I snipped off. I'm just using the wood glue again to put it in place. It was a bit fiddly. And then I'm using a Scrabble letter and it's S for Santa. I'm just gluing that down. Then I decided to use another bead, another wee piece of greenery. So now I am making a garland for the Christmas tree. So I'm using some of this twine with the cream through it and then some wee beads, and I used 24 beads. So I just put them on, all of them on, but I won't show you me doing all that. Okay, so once I had all my beads on, I just tied off the end, and I didn't cut this twine off the roll yet because I wasn't sure how long I would need it. So here I am just hot gluing the beads about an inch apart on the twine, and I do that for all of them, but I'll do the rest off camera. Now I'm just going to hot glue the first bead and then wrap it around the Christmas tree. And then I'm going to hot glue it in place at the top. And I bought these wee star beads, also from Amazon, and just hot gluing one and sticking it on the top. So this is how it's looking. But I wanted to put some fairy lights on the tree, so I'm just drilling a hole through the back and then I'm feeding the fairy lights through it. These were also from Dollar Tree, these lights. And I already put the battery and stuff in. So I'm just going to hot glue the battery to the back. Make sure that you don't do the side that you open to put the batteries in, or you won't be able to change them. And then I'm just putting some masking tape on the wire to keep it in place. So now I just wrap the fairy lights around the Christmas tree. And then hot glue the Christmas tree in place. And this is what it looks like with no lights on. And I love this. I think it's turned out so cute. I can't wait to put it up. It's too early for Christmas for me just now, but definitely start of December I will put all my Christmas stuff up. And this is what it looks like with the light on. So I have this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take the hanger out of it. And I'm going to paint these two snowflakes with some plaster Waverly chalk paint. And this snowflake I'm going to stain with some early American wood stain. So I have some scrapbook paper, and I'm just going to trim it down so that I can stick it in between the beaded parts on this sign. And I'm just going to stick it down with a glue stick, a glue stick. You can use whatever glue you like, but the glue stick is easy. And then once that's stuck down, I'm just going to trim off the excess with some scissors. I did hot glue the edges, but I didn't show that in the video. I did go back and do that. I'm just going to put the hanger back in. I already added some beads. And then these are my snowflakes. I'm going to glue them on with some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And again, you can use whichever glue you like. Also, you can use whatever colors you like. You don't have to do it neutral. So just glue them in place. And then I decided I wanted to add some more, so I'm adding these wee snowflakes that I got from Amazon. I'll link them down below. All the snowflakes were from Amazon. So I'm just putting them where I think they're going to look good. And then I'm going to glue them down with the wood glue, because they are made of wood. You can paint the snowflakes if you like, or stain them. I just wanted to leave them natural because I thought that it looked nice like that. And then after I'd glued all those down, I decided that I didn't like the edges, so I'm taking this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. I have to take the hanger out again. I am taking this one from, this pack of the 3 ribbons, and I'm just hot gluing that around the edge of this sign. And you can use the cream ribbon that they have at Dollar Tree, or some twine, or you can just leave it. It's up to you. But the one piece doesn't fit all the way around, so I do have to add an extra piece at the top. But since it's at the top, you won't notice it. I just keep gluing that all the way around. And it also hides that one of these beaded bits, if you could see at the top there, sticks out a wee bit. I don't know if you could cut that off. Loads of these signs had no beads on them at all. They were like all missing. So here I am at the end, and I'm just going to glue the extra bit on and trim it down. And then I'll replace the hanger. And this is how it turned out, and I think it turned out so pretty. This is one of the Dollar Tree snow globe ornaments. So I'm just taking the twine off it, and it has some glitter on it, so I am just sanding it off. And I just do it lightly on the Merry Christmas bit because I want to keep that. I paint the globe part of it with some Waverly plaster chalk paint, and I have the cream ribbon from Dollar Tree here, and I'm just hot gluing it along the side and you can use the other ribbons if you want to for this. I just wanted to make it look a bit nicer. You could also just paint it if you wanted to. So I'm just hot gluing it all the way around. And then when I get to the end, I just trim it off. Just watch you don't burn your fingers. And then I make sure the ends are glued down. And I decided to add some more twine. Or add some twine back on. So I just wrapped it around 3 times and hot glued it at the back. And then I'm just burning off the wee hairs. And then I have these Christmas trees from Dollar Tree, and I stained one of them with some early American wood stain. And then I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And I'm just going to glue the Christmas tree on in the middle. And then I'm going to use one of these wee star beads from Amazon. And I'm just going to glue that on the top. It's like the smallest star that I had. And then I decided to add a couple of snowflakes. So I just glue them on with the wood glue as well. And I think this one turned out so cute. This is an oval plaque from Dollar Tree, and I am just sanding off all the rough edges, and then I stained it with some early American wood stain, and then I'm going to use this same burlap ribbon, and I'm just going to trim off the end bit because it's all frayed, and then I'm just going to hot glue it all around the outside of this oval. I was looking for a round one, but I'm glad that I got this one instead. So I just keep hot gluing it all the way around. And then I just trim it off at the end, and then I just glue it down, the end of it down some more, make sure it doesn't come up. And then I burned all the wee hairs off. Then I decided I wanted to add some of this ribbon along the top, so I am just doing the same thing, and the frilled edge is what I'm putting on the outside, and the straight edge is on the inside, and it fits around nicely. So just the same thing, cut it off at the end and glue it down. Make sure you start at the same place on the 2 pieces of ribbon so that you don't get the end at the front. And then I found this big huge pine cone at Dollar Tree. They had a bunch of them, but this was the only one that wasn't broken. Some of them don't have as much snow, so I just trimmed off the bit on the bottom, and then I'm just putting lots and lots of hot glue on. I ended up having to add even more hot glue. I have these wooden star stickers from Dollar Tree, so I'm just taking the sticker off the back because I want to use the wood side, the other side is gold. And then I'm just hot gluing it in place. But I didn't want to sit at first, but I managed to get it to sit how I wanted it. And I just added some extra hot glue at the back to make sure it stays up. And then I'm adding more hot glue underneath just to make sure that this sticks, because it's not flat on the bottom. And I had to hold it. And this is how it turned out. And I think this one turned out really cute as well. I thought this wee gnome bag was really cute from Dollar Tree, so I'm just gonna cut it out and put it inside the frame. And on the side with the glitter, it said Merry, Naughty and Merry, but this side says Merry, Naughty and Nice. And this is the side with the fold in it, but I think it looks much nicer. And once you got in the frame and that, nobody's gonna notice, I hope. So I just cut it out and then put it back inside the frame, and that's it. And I think it turned out really cute. This is one of the wee chalkboard stars from Dollar Tree. So I'm taking off the straw piece on the front, and then I'm taking off the hanger from the back. I don't know why they put that little piece of straw on it. I don't get it. And then I just sanded down where I took the staple out. And I have these half beads, and I stained them all with some early American wood stain. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree super glue wood glue. And I have this bigger star, and I'm just going to add the beads to the bigger star, and the ones that I didn't stain I'm going to add to the smaller star. And I was looking for the star with like the straight edges, but this is what I found. So at first I did this, and I was going to add some twine to it, but then I changed my mind. I decided to add a lot more beads, and I'll link these beads down below. So I'm just adding them all on with the glue and making sure they're all straight and like evenly spaced apart. You don't have to add all these beads if you don't want to. This is just what I wanted to do. And in the middle one, I decided not to add that. That was me deciding. But you'll see what I do with it later. And then once they were all in place, I glued the wee star to the big star. And then I decided to add more beads, and I stained these ones. And then I just glue them all in place. Again, you can use any colours or stain that you like for this, or whatever pattern you want with the beads, or you could do it the opposite way around from what I did. And then I'm just making the back, and I used my Cricut tool and some twine and some craft sticks, and I just wanted to make sure that the twine was a wee bit loose so that the Christmas tree, the top of it, could fit through there. And then I just glued it all in place, and then I trimmed off the excess pieces of twine. And then I added some more hot glue. Just wanted to make sure that those pieces weren't going to come off. And then I decided to stain that bead and then put it in the middle. And this is how it turned out. At the end of the video, I'll show you it on the top of the tree with all the decorations that I made in the last neutral Christmas video. So I'm using these wee stars again, and then I'm staining them with some early American wood stain. And I have 5 of these beaded garlands from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to measure out the length with some twine, and I'll do it 5 times and decide I need to do it 6 times because I'm adding stars, and then I'm going to add those tassels on as well. So I needed a garland for my tree, so I'm just going to show you how I made it. And then I'm gluing the twine to the end of the skewer so that I can put it through these tassels. I got them from Amazon as well. I will link them down below. And you gotta let the hot glue dry before you try and put it through the tassel. But I was being impatient. So I'm gonna put it through the tassel, and then I'm going to tie that end, but I do end up changing it and putting a star on first before the beads. So now I'm just hot gluing the other end, and I'm going to thread 10 beads on and then a star, and then another 10 beads and then a star, and I'm going to do that until all these beads are done. It didn't take me as long as I thought it would take me. But I'm not going to show you it all. I don't know if you hear my dog walking on the floor, his little claws on the floor. Oh, and the hole in these stars was a bit tight, but I'm going to show you what I did here. I just got a pair of tweezers and I just pushed it through, or pulled the twine through, and it worked out nice. And here I am just doing the other end with the tassel again. And I let the hot glue dry this time before I tried to put the tassel through. I mean, the skewer through the tassel. And then I tied it 3 times to make sure it's not going to come off. And then I trimmed off the excess, and then I just put a wee bit of hot glue on it. And then I was just making sure all the beads were tight before I did the other end, and I just had to redo this side. I just put I was going to thread the tassel right back on, and then I remembered I was supposed to be doing a star. So I was just using the tweezers just to help it through. I had to you have to keep every so often snipping off the part with the glue on it and then doing it again, so that you have a nice piece to go through all the beads. And I just did the same thing again, tied 3 knots and then snipped it off. And you could make a shorter one of these, and didn't have to be for Christmas, but mine's is to go on the tree, that's why it's so long. And I'm going to show you everything on the tree at the end of this clip. So I have a skinny tree. I wanted a skinny tree. But this is what all the decorations that I made look like on it, and looks really pretty. My boyfriend did say, I hope we're not having a cardboard Christmas next year. But I think I will use them next year because they look really pretty. But you guys can let me know which of these DIYs is your favourite, and you can watch these other decorations that I made in my other neutral Christmas DIY video. Couldn't remember what it's called there. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!